Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another practice session where I'm working on the cover for Angel in the Black still. It's going to be quite detailed because of the wings. Right here, I'm drawing in some sketch lines. It never hurts to draw in sketch lines to give you a broader idea of what you're doing, even if you don't have any clue what the final product is going to look like in the front. You know that it's going to be covered there. Looks like in this one I'm going to be doing the body, and of course in the body, in this case I was I was going for kind of a mix between like angelic robes and a hospital gown, because she's physically connected to the ship, and so she's wearing a hospital gown will not be terribly unusual. Uh, Zooming way in is very important, especially around tight detailed areas where you don't want to mix the colors. When you're doing this in computer paint, of course you don't have that option when you're doing it in acrylic or, well, I don't even know about oil because I've never used oil. But there are magnifying glasses they sell that you can put over top of your easel. To I hope I fixed the hair there because that didn't look right. But there are magnifying glasses to help you zoom in on tight areas. Uh, I've never used one, but lately I've gotten into the computer painting because it's so much easier. I have so many more tools, and you know, it just helps in the long run. Uh, well, it's going to go on a little while. Obviously, she's got a lot of shapes. So start with a dark color as usual. You got to start with a dark base, and then you build up. And then as you add highlights, you can fill in the rest of. Oh, good. I'm fixing that hair. So you got to make the background objects, the objects that already exist, blend in with the new things you're adding. And in this case, that hair was not. Her shoulder's not sticking out that far. So I got to get rid of that hair that's sticking out, so that it'll look like it's flowing around her shoulders like it actually should be. And notice I'm using the eyedropper to get the exact colors I used on the hair, because I used a wide variety of colors on the hair, and it helps you out in the long run. It makes everything fit together nicely. Uh, some things that are going on in the studio. I'm getting ready to. I have some plans to do some artwork for another YouTube channel. I got the wrong color there. We are going to. I'm just going to be doing some splash pages for them and stuff like that. Notice how when I'm not in close, I switch to the big brush. The big brush it'll look better. It'll look better in the long run because you're drawing big things. You're not drawing the highly technical, detailed things of the mechanical drawings. This is a robe, and you want it to kind of fit together nicely. You want it to flow nicely, and it's going to look a lot smoother if you use one of the bigger brushes, because it just blends things better. So when you're not doing the tight detail in around the hair or right up to the existing painting, things you've already painted and want to keep, you have to yeah, use a bigger brush, I suggest. And in this case, just change the size of the brush. See, I switched back to a small one to get in details right there where the hair is, because I didn't want to accidentally paint over the hair with that big brush and have to redo it, because I was pretty happy with how the hair is coming out. I'm gonna have to add a highlight to that little bit on the left, just to just to make it fit in with the new shape that's pressing out. That way it'll blend in better. Once again, I'm making the existing parts of the painting blend in with the things I'm adding. I should have switched back to a big brush by now, I think. I'm still writing Guiding Susan's novel. That's going quite smoothly. It helps a whole lot. Here I am coming in with the highlight. And for flowing robes, loosely fit robes, you got to know your anatomy, because you're not going to be showing the anatomy. You're going to be showing what is hanging off of the anatomy. So you gotta know where things are in proportion, and you know, ropes will hang off of loose fitting clothing will hang off of things that exist in the things that stick out the farthest. And on whatever side the rope's flowing from, sometimes if you have wind or something like that, in this case everything looks like it's kind of flowing to the right a little bit. Uh, you want to cut in tight and be up against the flesh on that side, and on the other side you can be a little bit more loose. The light is coming from above, from the halo. That's a quick zoom out. That didn't help much. Hopefully I'm going to smooth this out because I'm using two smaller brushes to do the highlights there. There we go. There you go. A little blur technique. That's smudging. I don't know how you do this with a paintbrush acrylic. With the oils, I think it would be easier. But once again, I haven't used oils. So I'm blending the highlights a little bit better with the darker color. Of course, I'm going to do that more of that as soon as I can. It's going to be brighter. It's in fact going to be white with a deep blue underneath of it. So it's going to be a real mix between angelic robes and, like I said, a hospital gown. So I didn't want I wanted to not distinguish between the two very much. And once you got your highlight in, you can go back in and fill some of the darker places in with your darker color. And this will help make the objects that you're painting seem more solid. You can still leave some pure black spaces where the light doesn't hit at all. A deep cast shadow or a deepest shadow is not, you know, completely uncalled for. But it does make your painting look a little more solid if you get rid of some of that. And just because you painted over something doesn't mean you can't go back in and add some black in to rekindle the shadows. You see right there, I am distinguishing between the arm and the body, and I'm making the clothes hang a little closer to the body. So, well, that's just the way, since the robes are flowing, I was doing exactly what I was saying earlier. I wanted it to kind of flow to the right. And, yeah, basically I'm going back in and highlighting again just to make it distinguish a little more distinguished from the lower color, just because it needs to. The blending's not real great yet, but it will get better. Don't worry. In case you're wondering, I know this seems freaky that I'm putting out content so recently to content that I've already put out, because I'm usually a pretty slow producer. But the reason I'm a slow producer is because I got about 30 writing projects going right now. I'm not working on 30 all at once, but I have 30 starting, right around 30. And I'm actively working on 4. Short Story Wednesday, Guiding Susan novel, getting an agent for Angel in the Black, and another one that I can't think of. I wrote on my notes here that I had 4. So we're just gonna say it's 4. Let's see here. Yeah, and in comparison, I've only got about 3 art projects going on. The first one's going to be working with another channel. I'll actually leave a link to his channel. We'll work things out. Things are still in the very beginning stages. With the ultimate highlight, I'm actually using the white here. I'm using a broad brush. I think I'm adding too much white, but once again, you can go back in with the darker color and darken it back in afterwards. It's never going to hurt. If you over highlight, you can always go back in and add the shadows. In this case, I started out, I was going to have the whole thing white with just a little hint of blue. But I decided I wanted more blue in the long run. So I did go back in and darken it back in later. You guys will just have to see that. And that is the project. I'll see you guys next time. Just remember, yogurt is awful and pudding is awesome. Thanks for watching.